What if the secret to unstoppable soil fertility has been buried in history all along? Long before chemical fertilizers and synthetic boosters, ancient farmers mastered the art of growing food from soil that fed itself. Their secret wasn't some mystery formula, it was the plants they chose. Certain crops didn't just grow, they restored, healed, and strengthened the very ground beneath them. And here's the exciting part. These same ancient crops can still transform your modern garden into a living, self-sustaining ecosystem today. So, if your garden beds feel tired, your vegetables look hungry, or you're just done relying on store-bought fertilizers, this guide is for you. Let's dive into 7 ancient crops that naturally supercharge your soil, bringing old-world wisdom right into your backyard. Chickpeas, the quiet nitrogen bank. Ancient Middle Eastern farmers knew that chickpeas were more than a meal, they were living soil enhancers. These humble legumes form a powerful friendship with nitrogen-fixing bacteria that take nitrogen straight from the air and lock it into the plant's roots. When the plant finishes its cycle, the leftover roots release this nitrogen back into the soil, turning your garden bed into a naturally charged nutrient zone. To use chickpeas as a soil restorer, plant them after heavy feeders like corn or tomatoes. Water lightly but consistently, keeping the soil moist, not soggy. Once the pods mature and harvest is done, cut the plants at the base and leave the roots in the ground. You've just created a slow-release fertilizer bank that will keep feeding your soil for months. Lentils may look tiny, but they're ancient powerhouses when it comes to regenerating soil health. Farmers in ancient Egypt used them as rotation crops for one simple reason: they returned life to overworked fields. Lentils thrive in poor, sandy, or depleted soils, where other plants fail. Their shallow roots gently loosen compacted topsoil, helping rainwater soak in rather than run off. Want to revive a struggling garden bed? Plant lentils in early spring, about 1 inch deep in well-drained soil. Water moderately, about 1 inch per week. When they finish growing, chop and drop the plant matter right where it stands. The roots and stems will decompose quickly, boosting microbial activity and restoring your soil's structure and fertility naturally. Cowpeas, a staple in ancient African agriculture, are champions of hot, dry conditions. But beyond their resilience, they're incredible soil builders. Their roots capture nitrogen, their leaves fall and mulch the ground, and their organic matter enriches the soil from the surface down. For best results, sow cowpeas in full sun, spacing seeds about 4 inches apart. They require very little water, just 1 inch weekly is enough. Once mature, allow the plants to drop their leaves naturally. This creates a protective mulch layer that reduces evaporation, conserves moisture, and feeds beneficial soil organisms. By the next planting season, you'll see richer, darker, more crumbly soil without a single drop of chemical fertilizer. Flax isn't just for linen or nutritious seeds, it's actually one of the most underrated soil healers in history. In the gardens of ancient Mesopotamia, flax was prized for its ability to loosen heavy soils and balance moisture levels. Its fine, deep roots weave through compacted earth, creating channels that let air and water move freely. To use flax as a natural conditioner, sow seeds in early spring in a sunny spot. Water sparingly, just enough to keep the topsoil slightly damp. When flax finishes blooming, cut it at the base and let the stems decompose in place. The residue is rich in carbon, feeding soil fungi that keep your soil network alive and balanced. And as a bonus, flax flowers attract pollinators, turning your soil restoration project into a buzzing habitat. Once called the grain of the gods in Central and South America, amaranth's superpower lies underground. Its deep taproot acts like a natural elevator, pulling minerals and nutrients from deep subsoil layers up to the surface. When the plant dies, those nutrients are released, where future crops can easily access them. If your soil feels exhausted or overworked, amaranth is your fix. Plant seeds in warm soil and water deeply twice a week. As it grows, amaranth improves soil aeration and boosts trace mineral content naturally. After harvest, chop the stalks and till them lightly into the topsoil, with 1 gallon of water per 10 square feet to help decomposition. You'll notice more vibrant, nutrient-dense growth in your next planting cycle. no chemical fertilizer needed. Millet, the soil saver of dry lands. Millet was the backbone of ancient Asian and African agriculture for a reason. It thrives where most crops quit. Its deep fibrous roots push through hard, compacted soils, opening them up and improving drainage. This makes millet a perfect soil restorer after heavy-feeding crops like corn or squash. For garden use, plant millet in warm weather and water twice a week, about half a gallon per square foot. It grows fast, often ready within 70 days. Once the crop finishes, mow it down and mix the residue into the top layer of soil with a gallon of water per 15 square feet. This creates a moisture-retaining, nutrient-rich bed ready for your next round of vegetables. Over time, you'll see more earthworms, better water retention, and stronger root systems in every crop you plant. Barley, the gentle healer. Ancient Roman farmers swore by barley as both food and soil medicine. It's a cool season grain that quietly restores balance to the earth. Barley roots form a dense mat that prevents erosion, breaks up clods, and boosts soil aeration. Here's a gardener's trick straight from history: grow barley as a winter cover crop. Once the heads start turning golden, cut the plants down and spread them evenly across your bed. Then, water generously. About 2 gallons of water per 10 square feet, to kickstart decomposition. Over the next few weeks, that mulch will become a slow-release fertilizer, rich in organic matter and perfect for spring planting. It's nature's compost pile, made right in your garden. Each of these crops does more than feed you, they feed the land. They're the living link between past and present, proving that true fertility doesn't come from a bag, but from balance. Whether you grow chickpeas between tomato rows, sow lentils as a soil reviver, or rotate millet through tired beds, you're tapping into a sustainable cycle that has powered civilizations for millennia. When you grow these ancient givers, you're not just tending plants, you're regenerating life beneath your feet. Richer soil means stronger plants, fewer pests, and more abundant harvests. The secret isn't in chasing fertilizers, it's in growing soil that takes care of itself. So, gardeners of Crop Corner, it's time to dig into the old ways and let your soil breathe again. Try one, or all, of these 7 crops, and watch your garden transform from the ground up. And before you go, if you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe, like our style. Atas den damrikuron. Senanzis short ton sinefakrumitor, either very one thou vi, but as in basper very neprigaper dem, makrud zayden, shafred dinner bao. But as a start for it with your fellow growers, let's keep spreading ancient wisdom for modern gardens, because the best fertilizer has always been nature itself.